Welcome back to Kart Circuit Autobahn. I'm Alan.
Hi, I'm Brett.
Today we're going to be covering successful starts, or maybe some unsuccessful starts as well too. So we're going to be covering in a continuation of our Find the Front series, and we're going to be covering how to make successful starts and some of the ins and outs of do's and don'ts using our rental carts at Kart Circuit Autobahn.
Sounds great. Let's get into it.
All right, sounds good. Let's go.
So one important thing that we got to know for every single start here is we got to be able to see that flagger, right? If we can't see the flagger, then we can't have a good start. So we got eyes on the start stand there. We're looking for that green flag to drop.
Yep, and it's a little bit more difficult at night here, but we do have great lighting. But the thing to keep in mind is you always look ahead. You look at the driver in front of you. You have to be aware of what's behind you as well too. But this particular driver got a great start. He was watching for the flag man, got a good run down the inside. And once again, he's got a great inside line here. He's able to, to get one position right off the bat here because we started single file. He was fourth. Now he's off into third, and he's already setting somebody up in his favorite place to pass.
Yep, absolutely. It was a great start.
It was an awesome start. Absolutely great.
And I also got to mention that one thing to keep in mind is this is a long race, right? It's not a one-lap race, right?
Exactly.
It's potentially a 15-lap race, a 17-lap race, a 20-lap race. So what's that old saying? To finish first you must finish, right? So we can't be doing anything crazy in turn
Exactly, and that's one of the things we talked about in our last video is being patient.
Yes.
So with this video, you'll have to keep in mind that we're starting a race with 20 carts.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the outside lane. The flag man is on the inside, so he's got the absolute worst position to be able to see the flag man. As you can see, you can't even really see him in the video here. So he's relying on the carts in front of him, which sometimes is a good thing, sometimes is a bad thing, because if there's a brake check anywhere in this line here, as you notice, like right there, look at how much momentum he lost because the carts in front of him brake checked.
Exactly.
Not his fault. Not his fault, but it's a matter of bad timing.
Yep.
He does make up a lot of positions eventually because he's a great driver, but he lost. Look at how much momentum. He's dead last. He's 20th right now.
Right. The most important thing to do here is stay cool, calm, and collected.
Exactly.
Right. We just got to get ourselves back up through the pack.
And he does, but it's just like I said. It's sometimes you can lose positions on the start. Sometimes you can gain positions. He had absolutely nothing to lose there, but he did lose 3 or 4 kart lengths at the beginning just because of the timing was off.
Yeah, maybe not the most successful start.
No, exactly. Here's another example, but a little bit better, where he actually can see the flag man. He got a phenomenal start, and he dove out to break the line in back of him. He got a little bit more momentum than the driver in front of him. And once again, as we talked about before, you can pass on the outside, or being on the outside of turn 1 can be a good position because you can have a lot more momentum sometimes. Now it does take him a few more turns to pass this guy, but he has the great run on him there. As you notice, look at that. He got him before he got to 3 because he had the momentum coming out of 1.
Yeah.
Now that's one of the advantages of Kart Circuit Autobahn. You can pass on the outside of turn 1, where a lot of tracks you don't want to be there.
Yep, and we just saw a great start there on board with the kart driver that we're with here. Maybe not such a great start for that guy in pole position though, right?
Right,
He kind of stayed right in the middle of the road there. I can't help but think he should have taken the racing line into turn 1. Maybe puts him in better shape climbing up the hill into turn 3.
Yeah, he could have defended a little bit more, but the one thing that you got to say is the driver that took the lead there, he had such good momentum because his timing was perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
So here's a good example of a driver. He's starting about 6th position, and he doesn't get great momentum off the start, but he's really persistent and sets up the first 3 turns because he keeps his momentum going. So you'll notice he lost a little bit on there. You'll see the driver coming up on the inside got really good momentum on him. But once again, he can stay to the outside, but watch him set up these guys on the inside of him. He'll take them right away. He not necessarily made a mistake, but he just took a different line than they did, and it was successful. And right away, now he's up into 4th already. So he's made up positions because he was persistent and stayed on the gas, but was very smooth about it. And once again, he'll get another position here, right in the right place, his favorite place to pass, obviously. Now he's in line to set up another guy. So he went from 6th. Pretty soon he's going to be up into 2nd if you watch this video a little bit further. But he was persistent, sets the guys up in front of him, had great momentum once he got rolling.
Yes, yeah, and that long way around turn 3 actually ended up really benefiting him in the long run because they put him on the inside for turn 4, turn 5, and turn 6.
We talked about those in previous videos where sometimes if you might find yourself on the outside, but hey, next turn's an inside turn, so you're setting yourself up to be in a better position. Excuse me.
Exactly. Keep your foot in the game, right? Don't ever back out. If you think you can battle him around, then you're just slowing him down, right? He's forced to battle you, and maybe he's on the inside, I'm on the outside. That only benefits me, right?
Exactly right. Yeah.
All right, Alan. Let's take a look at another video here. We got a single file start here. Maybe not the best start here. We see the 4 carts in front of us starting to pull away, and then we've got one up behind us on the inside here. Let's see what happens in turn 1.
Yeah, he didn't get a great jump on his start, but the thing with this driver, once again, he's very patient, and he finds the right line. He sets people up in a very clean manner. He obviously lost a few positions here, but his momentum and his persistence to find the right line. One of the things that you had mentioned is live to fight another day. Sometimes this driver always shows great patience, so that's the good thing about it. And you'll notice he gained 3 or 4 positions back right away, and he's on his way back to the front.
Yeah, but based off of that previous video where we were able to get a lot of momentum through turn 1, we couldn't quite do that same thing in this video. We had that cart that made that pass off the start on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't able to kind of late apex get a big run, so we kind of had to solve the solution in a different way, right? The way we were able to do that was kind of stay nice on the inside of turn 3 and sort of follow our nose through there and live to fight another day.
Right, but the thing with that driver was, if you notice it, and you see this quite often with the rental carts or with the karting league, is that people will just go in and barge their way in there, and you end up with carts turned around, or it ruins your momentum as well as the momentum around with the carts around you. So he didn't do that. He showed patience. He showed the right line. And then he also was able to live another day.
Absolutely.
And as well as the carts around him.
Yes, yeah. Yep.
Great courtesy, great driver,
Yep.
Very smooth,
Yep.
Right line, and recovered from kind of a mediocre start.
Yes, I would agree with that.
So here's a great example of a double file start that we ran in our Halloween Grand Prix. There's some really good racers in this race here, but one of the things that you'll notice as the driver, he's paying attention. He can see the flag stand up. Great start here. These guys are out to win this race, and they're out to have a blast. And he gets a great start, but as you'll notice, as he goes up to the top of the hill, you'll see how good patience he shows to stay side by side with this cart. You'll notice here. I want everybody to pay attention to this. When he goes up the hill and up into 3, he doesn't disturb the cart next to him, but he stays on his line, and he's able to survive to make it to the next turn without disturbing the line of the cart next to him. So he stays side by side. The 2 carts in front of them are obviously, they're doing great, but look, you can see him in his left, he can see the cart next to him. He doesn't take him out, but he has the preferred line there. And he does a great job going down through 4.
Yep. What a great example of just showing how everybody's working together through the first couple of turns. We understand this is a long race and we don't need to do anything argy-bargy in the first couple of turns, right? There's no sense in rubbing each other the wrong way or anything like that. Let's talk about the difference between maybe trying to race each other through the turn or maybe just trying to work through the turn, right? If we're trying to race each other through the turn, we're going to slow each other down quite a bit. But if we're just trying to work through the turn like we just saw in turn 3, we really don't get slowed down that much. We didn't see 1 and 2 pull away too much after that.
Exactly. Sorry to interrupt you, but that was a 31 lap race.
Yeah.
So you are not going to win the race in turn 1 or turn 3 for that matter.
Yeah.
All you're going to do is ruin it for yourself and for somebody else. So he showed great patience. He gave the other driver room, but yet he had the preferred line going into 4.
Yeah.
So it looked great. That was a great start by that driver.
Absolutely, yeah. That really showed the experience that was in that field during that day, right?
It was a fun race to watch.
That was a good one.
Yeah. So here's an example of the same driver starting in the same position. He's starting dead last, 20th position. But this time, he timed it a lot better than the video that we watched earlier when it was at night, and he started in the same position. Some of it probably has to do with vision as well too, because you can probably see the flagman a little bit better, but this really came down to timing, being in a position to stay out of trouble and timing everything perfectly through the outside, going around, waited for some other people to make mistakes, and watch how much space he makes up. This was a great start, great timing, totally legal, stayed in line until he saw the green flag wave, and he went. So he had the great momentum here, and you'll see as the race goes on there, he probably got 6 or 7 positions there right away. And this is a great place for people to go wide. As you can see, they do. 2 of them slides right up in the middle.
Yep, and as we're going along the outside there, we know that there's a lot of karts on the inside, so we're really just trying to get through that. I know
Exactly.
we mentioned that a lot today, but we're really just trying to get through that turn in that situation. We got karts dropping like flies on the left and the right, so that's
Right.
a little bit of behind.
And then he waited for the top of the hill where once again his favorite place to pass. Two more drivers made mistakes,
Yep.
and he caught up momentum. Now he's pretty close to being in the top 10 here already. So that was a phenomenal start. By the time he got to turn 4, he made up 10 positions. It doesn't get much better than that. And I'm sure if we watched the video through the rest of the race, he probably would have made his way pretty close to the front, if not to the front. So great start. Also does great for your confidence when you get that many positions off the start. But it was all about timing, staying out of trouble, finding the right line, being patient,
Yes.
and being aggressive without being over aggressive.
That's a great point. Yeah, I think that there's a real fine line there between, being too aggressive or kind of getting my nose in there and making the pass stick, right?
Exactly.
So that's really, really important to understand. And, that's something that just comes with experience. Seat time, right? That's what we like to say around here. So seat time on track.
Exactly. Thanks for watching our coverage of successful starts, which is part of the Find the Front series.
Yeah, and we're really excited to see you guys, the viewer and the driver, out at Kart Circuit Autobahn, where you can implement some of the stuff you just saw.
Thanks again, and follow us on social media.